Soul Talk, the angel and the instigator, your choice. And I'm your host, Alena Chapman, with Melinda Engel. And you can guess who the angel is and who the instigator is.
Rude.
Right here, this is a little bit of a different kind of spiritual talk. Because I'll tell you what, I read this wonderful book. It was The Devil and Miss Prynne. I think I pronounced, oh gosh, he wrote The Alchemist. Anyway, I love his books. I really got to get his name right. And it was really interesting because the whole concept was that we are made up of both the dark and the light. And remember, I don't know, when I was growing up, they used to have cartoons. Did you ever see that? Where they had devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other? Okay, well, it's the same kind of concept. And every day when we make decisions, we are choosing what road we want to go on. And so I find that incredibly and that's why I thought of this show. It's nice to be all love and light.
Yeah, in reality.
and you want to be, but we are human. We're living a human experience, which means we are supposed to have contrast. So we always have a little, I know, you're going to say, no, not me. I'm so enlightened and beautiful, and I'm up with the stars. We all have a little bit of darkness. And it's so funny, the higher you do ascend, how people expect you to be a total angel. Am I a total angel? No.
No, but she's close.
Well, but I have my moments. I get angry. I can see beyond all reason to prove my point. Beyond all reason, meaning I have no reason to prove the point. Get it? That is the devil. But anyway, the thing is, I wanted to show that was a little more forgiving and not making you think everything is always an angel. You always have to be this enlightened being.
Right.
And yes, you do, but you know, enlightenment is a funny thing. It's not what you gain. It's what you get rid of. And you don't ever get rid of the devil. Gandhi was a pedophile, right? He loved small boys. And there are other, I don't want to, but it's all over the place, right? And Gandhi was supposed to be really enlightened. I mean, I'm telling you, we all have that side of us. And it just, you got to learn how to not hurt anybody with it. That's what it is. And it's getting rid of the ego. It's getting rid of so many things, the guilt, the busyness of what other people have told you, the getting past the part where you don't care about people's feelings. It's really getting to love, but you still have moments when you are deciding and you are bouncing back and forth between the humanistic side, which can be a little bit devilish or instigatorish, and what you know, you are on this journey, and you got to forgive yourself for both. Yeah?
I agree, yeah.
It's a good show.
It is. It's a great show. We might be biased to it, but yeah.
We've got a cool question today.
We do.
And this one I hear a lot about, so I'm very excited about.
Okay. So, our first question is from an anonymous person. It says, Dear Alena, I'm struggling with my partner not being able to separate who I am in the bedroom from who I am outside of it. In our intimate moments, I enjoy being submissive, but in everyday life, I'm independent, assertive, and successful. My partner seems to have a hard time adjusting between these two sides of me, and it's causing tension. How can I help them understand these aspects can coexist without one diminishing the other? Torn between two selves.
Ooh, I like that a little. Oh, all right. You know what? That's an extremely common problem.
Yeah.
It's a very, very common. And it's not just women, is it? No, because we were talking about that.
Yeah, it's men as well.
It's men as well. That's why they seek out strangers to do stuff, because they don't want it influencing.
Yes.
It's actually a smart idea. All right.
She's the instigator today.
I was being the instigator. Aha, there you go. Yeah. But anyway, I just cut my bangs and they're like in my face constantly. Sorry, I don't mean to be doing that. The thing is, it is hard. It's really hard, and I know that because I have that problem. I've had that problem most of my whole entire life, right?
Yeah.
And they love that girl that's in there in the bedroom, but I'm
subservient.
Yeah, the subservient more. I'm in control of everything, right? Just like a man, you're more. Boy, am I being vulnerable, huh? But in life, I'm in control. I have a business. I raised 3 kids by myself, pretty much. Well, yeah. And for a long time, 3 beautiful boys, and they turned out great. I have a life. I mean, I'm in control.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a safe space to just
Right.
Right?
And not have
and
to be on top of everything.
Yeah, and not have to make a decision.
Right.
Right? And just enjoy. And I understand, and right now a lot of men are that way. Yeah. I mean, and the bedroom has to be a place of incredible
openness and security. And
thank you.
Yeah.
That was very good. Yeah, openness and security. Yeah. And then, but when you get back into your life, it's like you've crossed a line that never returns, all of a sudden you're still, well, I don't understand why you have to decide that or whatever, or why aren't you following my lead? Or, I mean, I've seen it all.
It's because it's not separating the two.
They can't. I don't understand why partners can't separate the two. We even looked it up. Can we pull up
absolutely.
The science, the psychology on this? Because this is an issue that is, what do we need? All of us, because we all do it to some extent.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do we need to understand about this that we can separate?
Okay. So what you need are a few key factors, which is emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and an understanding of the complexities of human behavior and identity. Okay, so basically, to, get into that, understanding contextual identity. So people naturally express different aspects of their personality depending on the context.
Right.
A woman who is assertive and independent in daily life might enjoy a more submissive role in the bedroom. I get that, Alyssa.
Yep, that's us. Yeah. That's a lot of women, actually.
And there's a key word here in what I'm about to say. Emotionally intelligent men can recognize that different environments call for different expressions of self, without assuming one spec negates the other. Emotionally intelligent is the key word that we're looking at today.
And what is emotional intelligence?
I think it's a healthy way to view yours and other people's emotional behaviors.
Yeah.
And communication.
I do. You're right. Well, registering other people's emotional behavior.
Yeah. And a
without
lot of people
it coming
can't
back
even handle
on you.
it. They can't even handle talking about it. They want to just completely surpass it, not even bring it up, act like it don't exist. But
yeah,
that's not being emotionally intelligent.
No. Emotionally intelligent is having the discernment of okay, this is how I feel, this is how the other. Now I might be the same when I am in the bedroom, I'm this way, and I like to be that way in life too. And they don't have that duality, but it's looking at your partner and saying, "Ooh, wait a minute, she or he really likes one way in the bedroom, and then as another person on the outside."
Right.
And I've got to mold, if I want this to work, I got to mold to that a little bit and just register that it is different and don't expect the same. That's emotional intelligence. It's having the love and the action. It's so funny we have to give such a strong name when it's really, oh my gosh, I'm listening to my partner.
It's just understanding. Like, that's really all it is.
It's understanding.
And it's weird to me when people can't separate it, because it's like, do you want that person to be like that all the time? Because if that's
They
the
do.
case, then you need to find someone who, has that quality within them.
I think that it's so wonderful to sit here and say, okay, this is black and white. There you go. We just answered your question. But there are so many things that play into a person's dynamic.
Yeah.
And we're talking more psychology, but really it's also spiritual, and it's the stuff that we have to let go of. And that is the other crap that comes in. You're dealing with a multidimensional person.
Right.
And that person might be emotionally emotionally responsible or emotionally heightened in your emotions and understand it totally, but then they're going back in and dealing with their own insecurities, their own I need to be needed, or I need to feel sure, or I don't feel sure, and oh my God, when she is in her, or the he, she, they are in their out of the bedroom and in their alpha kind of state, that makes me feel insecure, right?
Right.
And I register that they need that. However, I feel lost. All of a sudden when we're in the bedroom, I feel so good, and I'm there, and we're one. And out here, I'm like, wait, where are they? Do you see the insecurity kicks in? And so the bad habits of the insecurity. Then you've got, and most likely that's what that issue is. Then you've got this problem, because you try to be your alpha person out here, and you've got somebody pulling you back because they want to be needed, and when you're an alpha, you don't really need anybody, right? You love them, but you don't want to cater to that subservient part of you.
I think it's just so instilled in us that it's not even a possibility for us to be like that. Unless it's in the bedroom. Subservient.
Oh, you need to talk more about this.
Like, it just...
Instigate away.
I don't know. I feel like men... Well, I'll say they. Okay?
Because we don't know.
Stick a gender to it.
No, we really shouldn't. I keep doing it.
I feel like a lot of people are more so attached to the physical side of somebody than the emotional side. And so when they meet this person and, they're really excited about, finding all what they're about, and, they get in the bedroom and they're like, this is great. And then you're in real life and you have these actual real life problems, and they're trying to be like, oh, well, I could do this and I could do that. And you're like, no, I can do this. I don't need you to. And then they're threatened, and they're kind of like hurt by it. Like, well, why? And it's like, what do you mean why? You've known this the whole time. You know that I'm strong and independent.
But you're dealing with that insecure child.
I know.
Not with the person who says, oh yeah, I know you're like this, but you're like this.
Right.
Oh my God.
But I think they know. You know what I mean? I think they always know their partners, because you're not in the bedroom all the time. So you see more of the real person and who they portray. You know what I mean?
So you're saying it's not just based on a subconscious.
Yeah, I think it's a willful ignorance.
Thing.
I think it is a willful ignorance to change somebody.
So they are actually saying, I'm going to create the person in the bedroom in their...
Correct.
You
and
think they do that on purpose?
Yeah,
see,
absolutely.
I'm much more forgiving and think they have much more brain than that, but obviously not. Yeah. So they like the being the person in the bedroom, and they know that this person is an alpha strong person on the outside, but they have decided now that's the devil and the angel thing, the instigator and the angel. Then they have decided, not by insecurity,
correct,
but to mold you into... That's an interesting concept. It's totally not what the psychiatrist said, but yeah.
No, but I honestly,
if
I'm being honest with myself, to think that the people that I know or experiences that I've had, I just don't... I think it's a power struggle sometimes. And it's like, can I get you to submit? Can I get you to be like this in real life? You know what I mean?
Like a challenge.
Can I mold you into this person
like
that I want you to be? Absolutely. No, I don't think that's every
And then we'll have
situation.
that, and they probably think, I raised 3 boys, you know, and they probably think, well, if I can get it there, then I can get it here.
Exactly.
And life will be just happy dory forever.
Exactly.
Oh, I
Exactly.
see.
But that's why
This
I
is
think
good.
I think that it's always, when that happens, it's a power struggle between the two people, and that's why I think that's the biggest issue of it, is because it's
So
like,
it's
hey,
totally
you knew that I was
conscious.
like this. You
Yeah.
knew that I was like this. There was no, I didn't hide it from you. I didn't, act all, No, you knew it. People know it when they meet you. They know it when they meet me.
It's true, because I think you're right. Bravo.
Thanks.
Oh, yes. I love it. I do.
I won't hear that for a while, I'm sure.
Oh, you of course will. You will, because but the thing is, I do think it's based on the subconscious, the insecurity, because I like what's in there. I don't know what I'm doing out here.
Correct.
But it's a conscious thing.
Yeah.
You're right, because they say, well, to fix this problem, I'm just going to mold this person.
Correct.
And I've seen that in action in relationships. So we're not really helping you with your problem, but we are explaining it. The thing is, and I will tell you what I've done. I go and I talk to them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have too. You go and you just say, I'm a very strong person. I've had to rely on myself my whole life. I'm very independent. I want you in my life. I say it all the time, but I don't need you. That is not, and I don't want to need you, because then that puts expectation that you have to deliver. I don't even want to put that on you,
right.
And I don't want you to put it on me, right?
Correct.
And I have this conversation over and who I am in the bedroom is wonderful, but out here, I know who I am, and I'm okay with that, and yet seem to register. So many times, it just doesn't register.
I think it does. I think people just don't care.
Yeah, you just don't think
ignorance.
they care.
And it's weird, because, why would you want to be with someone that you felt like you had to change to be what you want?
Right.
Why wouldn't you just meet someone that had all the qualities that you looked for?
Because everybody is a duality. Everybody is one way, in one situation, and another person
Right.
or another, right? Especially when they're in that safe space. So you're always going to come up against that.
Right.
Why can't you adapt? That's my question.
Exactly.
Why can't
if
you
if
adapt?
you love someone for who they are, and truly at their being who they are, why would that even be an issue?
Yeah. Right.
You know?
So this wonderful person who has asked this question, we're not answering it, we're just explaining it.
Well, I'll answer it
But
for you. I think you
here
should
she
kick them
goes.
out. I just think I don't know, if they can't do that, and you've asked or you have expressed your feelings about it, then what else is there to do? Because you shouldn't have to keep telling them. You shouldn't have to keep communicating over and over again about the things that bother you or what makes you happy.
First of all, just a theory, if to help you with this, the one that you're presently with, have a talk. You've got to have a talk, like I do. Will it work? I don't know. Depends how much they love you. I'm being honest. You're dealing with another person. You're
And
the one who's coming
emotional
for
intelligence.
and they have to have emotional intelligence, but they have to also go past what they think that they love, and understand that they love you in the completeness of who you are, right? And they're all right with that, and they're all right with that. You do not need to feel, you don't need to be molded. You're good with who you are, which they need to be good with who they are. And I think, and if it doesn't work, yeah. But I do know, when you're looking for someone, number one, don't go to bed so fast. Really.
Unless you want to be an instigator. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
but that's what sets up the problem.
Correct.
I really think it has to go the other way. And I'm bad with that too. But it's getting back to you got to get to know the person, and they got to love you for who you are in your everyday life. the person who's the poet, the person who is the one who's raising kids, the person who is got an incredible job or owns a company, the person who is fighting for this in her life or his life, the person who is just them and who they are in that fullness. And then when you go in the bedroom, it's like, oh my gosh, a whole different one comes out. Oh, this is great. But you've already established that person in the daily life.
Right.
And that would change the dynamic.
But I don't know. I want to say, as someone who has experience.
Oh yeah, I'm just a wilting flower.
No. I mean it as in I've been around the block.
Yeah.
So I've had better luck with that, with someone not trying to change who I am in and out of the bedroom with people that I wasn't in a serious relationship with.
Yeah, me
You
too.
get what I'm saying?
Of course.
Because it's like, okay, they took me for who I was. They knew
Right.
I was strong, assertive, and independent. And then they get, whatever they get in the bedroom, and there's no, love, connection, or whatever.
No, I agree.
So, but they still have respect and treat you with respect in how you are in everyday life.
Yeah, but it's not a serious relationship.
Correct.
There's no.
But
they don't have they don't have anything in the game.
Right. But I think that, that should tell you that it can be done.
It can be done.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if it is your person that is making you feel that way, why? What is
it's going to take some talking. Reason? And I do think we do rush into the bedroom too fast when we were looking at a serious relationship, and it does screw it up. It screws it up every damn time.
A lot of women I know who are looking for something serious, actually most people, even some men, are not quick to jump in the bedroom anymore.
Oh,
they're just not, because they're just fed up with it, because you can't.
Well, I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I know that.
You can't just build. It's so hard to build off of that.
Right, it is.
So.
I really think you have to really get to know the person and form if this is a serious relationship, I think that's a wise decision. I think you have to get to know them in the everyday. You got to love who they are with you every day, and on both sides. And then the let's face it, in long-term relationships, sex comes and it goes, and it comes and it goes through the years, right? All depends who's working too hard, there's so many things that come into the play. And so that's fun. That's an intimacy that's really cool. But how the little intimacies and how you relate to each other should be established in the real day life before you even start playing there. And I've tried this, and it also enhances the bedroom.
Yeah.
It really does, because now you're this it's fun. It's I don't know, it's just...
you're you really get to know this person.
Yeah.
Everything is new.
Yeah, and everything is new, and you're trying new things, and it's really it's fun. So, yeah, I think we have to... And on another thing, I do want to tell this person, do not change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do not allow them to mold you into a person who needs them, or a person who is insecure, or a person who can't make a move without them. That is a codependency. They're forming a codependency.
Yeah.
And you are not. A codependency is never healthy.
No, because it's all the pressure on that one person to fulfill every bit of your happiness. And it's miserable for everyone.
And who wants to be in that? And it sounds like you have been working on yourself, and you don't want that, right? You know that it doesn't come from another person. It has to come from within you. If you are insecure, that is you. You have to solve that. And then you won't need another person. You will just want another person. Right. And that's really the ideal type of relationship that everyone should go. It is, isn't it funny that you have to be a little bit of an instigator, you have to be a little bit of an angel to be able to manage the grounding of your spirituality in life. And when you're working with other people, it's great to say, oh, I'm just going to find a spiritual person. But there are a lot of spiritual people who have not dealt with their little subconscious messes.
Yeah.
And
a lot of normal people too. Who
Oh,
are
God.
very, very insecure.
millions. So it's really, what are you going to allow? How are you going to manage, which we kind of talked about some options there. And with the one that you have, it's really setting some boundaries with them. Yeah. And they may like it or they may not. But I'll tell you, when you start talking about them, that's a dangerous one. And so it's really reassuring. There's a way that you can reassure them, but set your boundaries strong.
Yes.
Say, I love you, but I don't need that. I don't need it. Thank you.
And you made me think of one of my favorite quotes.
Let's hear it.
Which is, what you will allow will continue.
Yeah. Oh my God, isn't that true? What you will allow will continue. And that's the life you create.
Yeah.
So don't allow, but be loving and firm.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, I think, a really way to good, and have a talk, although it might fall on deaf ears, but try it anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, if it does, that's your answer.
Well, actually, you're setting groundwork with that talk.
Yeah.
And then when you say, no, I can do this myself, thank you so much, and move on, and you've already set the groundwork, so they know where you're coming from. They are thinking human beings, you know, these partners.
Everybody makes mistakes.
And everybody. And so, yeah, and so then you're building anew. Try that, especially if you care about this person. How's that?
I think it's good. I hope it helps some.
I hope it helps.
Otherwise.
I'm really curious about people's, I would really like to hear some comments on these, this topic, because this is grounded spirituality. This is what I live. I mean, I live between two worlds, you know that. Okay. But I'm very good at managing life, which a lot of they go away from life. I kind of put myself in the why? Because I was raising 3 boys. I couldn't go on retreats to India and everything. Right. I had to live and deal with school and problems. And I'm gay. I'm not. From my boys, you know, everybody goes through the sexual changes, and I've dealt with all of that. So I understand that when you're in this world, you have to know yourself. You have to know your journey that you're on, and you have to and the more you're on that journey, the more you believe in yourself, and you believe in what you see in your third eye, and you have that peace. And some of you are even going farther, and you know that there are other creatures. You know that there's spirit in the trees. You know that everything has spirit in it. Right. And there's a mystical world out there. You know all that. The higher you go, it's harder to find a partner. It really is. And so when you're looking at that, it is most important for you to make sure they know who you are in this life and accept you. They don't have to believe, but they have to accept. Yeah. Yeah?
And if they don't, dump.
And if they don't, then don't invite the trouble in.
Correct.
Right? Be strong in yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I think we did a great job today, don't you?
Absolutely. we always do a good job.
Yeah, and if you like this content, make sure we really get incredible questions. We do want your questions because you're fascinating people, and there's lots of things on your journey I know you have questions on. And that's what's fun. But also subscribe so you know that we are on.
And you'll never miss.
You'll never miss us. And we are on YouTube, and we are on all those incredible podcast things. So if you are one who loves podcasts like I do, enjoy it. If you like YouTube like I do, enjoy and subscribe. And also, very important, please send it to your friends, because they don't know we're out here, and we might just help them. You know?
Absolutely.
Kind of
want to help everyone.
We do. That's why we're here. All right. Lots of light and lots of love. I know people poo-poo that, but hey, that's the goal.
and lots of instigating.
and a tad of instigation. Take care, and thank you for joining us on Soul Talk. Namaste.